So there's always been a great thing in horror of like kind of showing the anxieties and like the struggles of a person in a way that it could be related to a person who's never had those struggles. You know, I said it in my breakdown of just like, we can't relate to the struggles of refugees, but everybody can relate to being scared of a giant monster.
And the potential loss of a child.
So you can use, if you take like a real life fear and then say this monster is a manifestation of that fear, then someone who's never like had to deal with that situation, it is an easier way to relate to. You've never seen the movie The Babadook, right?
Never even heard of it.
The Babadook is an Australian movie that's basically like this single mother taking care of her kid, and it is kind of like a metaphor for like motherhood or whatever. And basically she's trying to protect her kid from this like evil demon that's like basically trying to kill the kid. And like the kid is very awkward and like, you know, might have mental illnesses. And it is kind of a metaphor for a single mother who has to raise a son who has a disability. And you take it.
Shout out to all the single moms out there.
Yes.
And shout out to all the moms, period.
All the moms. Word. Exactly. But you have someone who can't relate to that, but you have that fear manifest as like the Babadook as a giant monster. And now that's something we can relate to. And that's kind of what horror has been doing for years. I mean, think about like Carrie. Carrie is about, you know, puberty. It's about women going through puberty. Men can't relate to that, but you have this kind of psychic element added to it, and that might be something that we can find terrifying.
That's a fucked up book, man.
Carrie is so sad. It's not Stephen King's. It's not Stephen King's scariest book, yeah, but it's probably his saddest. Or Pet Sematary. Pet Sematary is about losing a child.
Okay, Pet Sematary. I think about this a lot. If like people need to read that book.
That book is great. That's my favorite Stephen King book.
But it like the movie can't even come close to doing what it does.
Which movie are you talking about?
Well, I never saw the new one, but I'm talking about all right. So like the
new one sucks.
The stuff in the book about like the wife and like how the wife was like fucking his friends and shit. I don't know if you remember that part. And then she, like, when the wife comes back as, like, the dead version of the wife, and he's like, I used to let your friends fuck me in the ass and shit. Like, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, yo, that's a fucked up book.
Yeah, well, not everybody, like, understands the pain of losing a child. So you put it in a, what?
Thank God.
Yeah, no, of course, thank God. But you take that pain and you put it into a metaphor of just like your child is a demon and it comes back and there's this haunted graveyard. And that's how you do it. And that's kind of like the beauty of just horror in general.
Yes.
It's a way of taking anxieties in real life that not everybody can relate to and making it relatable to everybody.
You know, it reminds me of something that Stephen Colbert said, which is not to, I don't know if this is a brag or whatnot, but I interned for the Colbert Report, and one time
it's a brag.
Well, it's also true.
Yeah.
And he said that the reason that laughter is so powerful is because this is kind of the opposite of the point about horror, but when you're laughing, you're actually physically not scared. Like physiologically, you're actually in that moment not scared.
Okay.
So I don't know. That just reminded me of like kind of the opposite feeling.